Have you ever been in that situation where someone makes a sarcastic comment, a so-called harmless joke, or even exposes one of your mistakes right in front of everyone? Maybe it happened at work, in a group of friends, or during a family gathering. They throw the comment, people laugh, and you're just standing there, heart racing, face burning with embarrassment, and 1,000 thoughts rushing through your head. You try to come up with a quick comeback, but it never comes in the moment, does it? And then later, when you're finally home, far from the crowd, that frustrating thought shows up. I should have said this. Why didn't I react better? Everyone saw that, and I just stayed quiet. If you've been through this, and I bet you have, let me tell you something. You're not alone. This happens to a lot of people. Smart people. Experienced people. Because the problem isn't you. The problem is how we've been trained to respond in moments like this. Most people do one of two things: stay silent, swallow the moment, and feel terrible afterward. Snap back. Say something harsh, and then regret losing control. But there's a better way. A way that not only protects your peace of mind, but also makes others respect you more. Even the one who tried to put you down. And that's exactly what this video is about. What to do when someone humiliates you in front of everyone. Yes. There is a way to handle it with calm, strength, and dignity. You don't need to be sarcastic. You don't need to be aggressive. You don't even need to pretend it didn't bother you. What you do need is poise, emotional intelligence, and self-control. And that's what I'll walk you through step by step, using the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. One of the most powerful schools of thought when it comes to self-mastery and earning respect without saying a word. If you've ever felt humiliated, disrespected, or belittled in public, this one's for you. Be honest. When someone provokes you in front of others, do you stay silent or speak up? Drop your answer below. Before we talk about how to respond, we need to understand why these situations happen in the first place. Let's be honest. Most people who try to embarrass you in public aren't doing it because they genuinely hate you. It's not always personal. A lot of the time, it's about them, not you. Some people use sarcasm, subtle digs, or jokes as a way to feel superior, especially in front of others. They try to make you look small, so they can feel big. It's a way to grab attention, to boost their ego, to show dominance. And they do it at your expense. It happens in offices, friend groups, family dinners, even online. And if you're the kind of person who's calm, quiet, or respectful, you might become a target, not because you're weak, but because you're not playing the same ego games they are. The problem is, if you react emotionally, if you lash out, argue, or try to defend yourself in the heat of the moment, you give them exactly what they want: control. They want it to trigger you. And if you explode, or shut down, or get visibly shaken, they win. That's why the very first move, and maybe the most powerful one, is this: stay silent. And make eye contact. Don't rush to respond. Don't force a laugh to fit in. Don't try to explain yourself right away. Just pause. Take a breath. Look the person in the eye with a calm, steady, neutral expression. This pause might last just a few seconds, but it shifts the energy of the room completely. Now they feel the weight of the moment. They realize you're not easily rattled. And more importantly, the people watching also see it. This kind of silence isn't weakness, it's strength. It says, I heard what you said, and I'm not going to react on your terms. The Stoics believed that true power doesn't come from dominating others. It comes from mastering yourself. And that starts right here. Before you say anything, before you try to win the moment, claim your space with presence, not with noise. This small shift, silence plus calm eye contact, might seem simple. But it's often the beginning of a completely different outcome. In a world where everyone's trying to talk louder, be the one who speaks less and commands more. Now that you've seen the power of silence and staying calm, let's talk about one of the most elegant and effective techniques to respond when someone tries to humiliate you in front of others. Ask them to repeat what they said. Yes. That's simple. When someone makes a passive-aggressive comment or a joke meant to embarrass you, stay composed, look at them, and calmly say, "Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you say it again?" No sarcasm. No attitude. Just genuine curiosity, or at least make it look that way. So, what happens next? The power of the joke completely disappears. The momentum is gone. Now the person has to repeat their funny comment. Except this time, the group is already paying attention, and the comment hits very differently. The second time, it usually sounds childish, awkward, or just mean. You didn't insult them. You didn't try to clap back. You simply handed the moment back to them, and they exposed themselves. This works because it flips the dynamic. The spotlight, which they tried to use against you, is now on them, and they suddenly feel the pressure. This kind of move shows exactly what Stoic philosophy teaches: self-control, wisdom in action. You're not reacting emotionally. You're not trying to win with louder words. You're showing strength by not giving the insult the fuel it needs. Here's a quick example. Imagine someone says, sarcastically in front of others, "Oh sure, you're such an expert on that," trying to discredit you. Instead of getting defensive, you pause, look at them, and say, "Sorry, what was that? Could you say it again?" Right there, the game shifts. Their confidence fades. The crowd feels the awkwardness, and you stand there, calm, composed, completely unfazed. This technique doesn't just defend your dignity, it commands respect, because you're not playing their game, you're setting the tone. Now let's talk about another very common situation. When someone tries to provoke you with a subtle but hurtful remark. You know those comments that are clearly meant to get under your skin? Sometimes it's an indirect jab. Other times it's a straight-up insult disguised as an opinion or concern. Like colon well. With the choices you've made, that was kind of expected. Or colon wow. I didn't know you were still stuck in that phase. Then comes that awkward silence in the group. Everyone feels the tension, but no one says a word, and you're left there, feeling like you need to defend yourself, say something clever, or just walk away. But here's a better response, one that's smart, calm, and 100% stoic. Ask a light, completely unrelated question. For example, someone tries to provoke you, and you respond with, "By the way, has anyone tried that new coffee shop on the corner?" That's it. Simple, clean, powerful. What you're doing is breaking the momentum of their provocation. You're refusing to follow the emotional path they laid out, and you're showing, without saying it directly, that you're in control. Not them, the person who tried to trigger you. They're left off balance. They expected drama, a heated reaction, maybe even a little embarrassment. Instead, they got calm confidence. And the group around you, they notice. People feel it when someone holds their ground with maturity. That kind of presence earns real respect. This is the core of Stoic philosophy. It's not what happens to you that defines you. It's how you respond. You're not ignoring the comment. You're rising above it. And yes, for this to work, your question needs to sound natural. If it feels forced or robotic, it may backfire. So keep it casual. Pick a neutral topic and shift the energy with subtle ease. It might seem like a small move, but it sends a big message. You don't control me. I do. There's one last strategy we need to talk about, and maybe it's the hardest one, but also the most powerful. Know when to walk away. Sometimes, no matter how calm you are. No matter how composed your response is, there are situations, people, and environments that just don't deserve your presence. Maybe it's a workplace where your ideas are constantly dismissed, a group of friends that always uses you as the punchline, or even a family dynamic where you're never truly heard or respected. You try. You stay polite. You give chances, but deep down you know, I don't belong here. At least not like this. Walking away doesn't mean you lost. It doesn't mean you gave up. It means you respect yourself enough not to beg for basic dignity. Let me be clear. This isn't about storming out, slamming doors, or making a dramatic exit. It's quiet. It's firm. It's personal decision that says, I'm no longer available for places where I have to shrink just to stay. The Stoics taught that we don't control how others behave, but we do control where we choose to invest our time, our energy, and our presence. And sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is simply stand up and leave, not out of anger, but out of clarity, out of respect for your own worth. Because being absent in a room that disrespects you is better than being present in a room that drains you. You don't need to fight to be respected. You just need to stop settling for less. So the next time you feel humiliated, overlooked, or consistently devalued, ask yourself, do I need to respond? Or do I need to leave? Because when you finally understand your worth, you'll realize you don't need to win arguments. You just need to protect your peace. And sometimes that starts by walking away with your head held high. Ever experienced something like this? Share your story in the comments. It might help someone else going through the same thing.